Hello, hello. Welcome to Authenticity the Hard Ways. Let's talk authenticity. Um, First, I am your host, Asha Zalika. Thank you for joining me. And first and foremost, just let me be absolutely transparent and tell you that I am totally disoriented, if I think that is the best word to use. I am in the sacred pause, which is the previous video for Let's Talk Authenticity. Lost a bit. There's so much going on in my life right now. So many things that I am doing. Authenticity the hard way is just kind of branching out, which is what I had envisioned 4 years ago, almost 5 years ago, when the podcast dropped into my spirit to create. And as it sits where I am right now, opening up to do live interviews, just branching out what I'm seeing, just a great big tree. But my business, Revelations Holistic Empowerment Training, which Authenticity the Hard Way is under, is pushing to the forefront. And so I have the logo copyrighted, and I am trying my hardest to get the website up, and I don't know anything about what I'm doing. I am so self-taught right now, it's crazy. And I'll be going back to school next month, my AA in psychology, while working on my bachelor's in metaphysical sciences, while writing my autobiography, while what else am I doing? I don't even know. I feel so spread out. But my focus is really so zoned in right now on all of this. It's like my life is totally in line with being of service. More spirit-led. Well, I can't say that. I was going to say being more spirit-led than I have ever been, but that's not true, because I have been spirit-led since I learned about being spirit-led. But back in the past, it was a different type of leading. Now this is a total different level, a total different realm of being led. A total different depth of committedness to my calling, with a more broader, more expansive understanding of what it means to be a spiritual being having a human experience. And so I'm literally the soul experiencing life, human life, but I am also the observer of the soul experiencing this human life. So it's like I'm living my life and going through my days on a split screen, and just receiving all of this information about what is happening atmospherically, what is happening in nature with Earth. So much metaphysical stuff like Schumann resonance, like solar flares, like solar weather, like coronal mass ejections from the sun, and all this stuff literally pouring into me. Literally being led to get my phone, go here, this is happening now, you need to know about atmospheric stuff. And I'm overwhelmed. Let's just be honest, just be transparent. I am absolutely overwhelmed. Because of and within the totality of all that I am. I'm not just an empath living in an apartment complex, which is wow. Having to decipher what energy is mine and what I'm picking up from the collective in this apartment complex, to being an earth empath and picking up on what's going on outside my bedroom and the atmosphere. Feeling the subtle changes in feeling my body picking up on the subtle changes in the atmosphere and my body's response to that. Like this is a lot. It's a lot. While receiving downloads, literally waking up, like my head is just got this opening right here, and the so much is pouring in. While trying to take care of my body, the physical vessel, to keep it strong, to keep it healthy, to keep it flexible, to maneuver and receive all of this information. Like it's not just information from God, from spirit, but it's information from earth. It's energy, it's vibration, it's all these different things. And I'm 5'2". What's a lot going on for 5'2"? And I am now in a place of overwhelm. And with spirit being as loving and nurturing, as well as my guides and my angels and all else that is a part of me, I got clear understanding yesterday. Well, I received the beginning of where I am now. So my other video was about the sacred pause that we're in as humanity as a whole, as the collective consciousness is evolving and awakening, and moving into this highly energetic corridor of transformation that we are going through as a collective. And this pause that we are in, that is detaching us from our old lives and preparing us to move forward into what is being called the new earth, which is not actually a place, it's consciousness. And so yesterday I was I don't know what I was doing now. I just remember waking up feeling very out of sorts, and I can't even recall the message that the message Spirit gave me yesterday because I woke up feeling very heavy. Past relationships coming up and the emotion of it. And as I was sitting in it, Spirit reminded me of a scripture. It says that like a dog, Proverbs 26:11, I believe, like a dog returns to his vomit, so does a fool return to his folly. And I'll link that, Pin. I'll link that to this video. But it shocked me, right? Because and I know that I can do that. I will go back and relive relationships and I wish this would have happened and that would have been so great. But coming out of that, in this pause, that is coming up a lot for me. And the message yesterday was stop doing that. Stop doing that. It's not beneficial at all. And so after I put that video up, that reel up on Instagram and put it here, I sat down and was overwhelmed, overtaken. And I just started crying. It was so much. It was just coming up. Stuff that I hadn't thought about in years. And I was just crying and crying. And then finally, when I caught a breath, I just kind of whined out. I'm so lost. Here I go. Where's my? Hold on. I was just so lost, and God, I'm so lost right now. And He spoke, of course. Spirit spoke to me. Said, "My dear, you are not lost. You are evolving. You are in the sweet bitterness of the liminal spaciousness of the sacred pause, which is the clearing. This clearing is confronting the resistance of the deeply embedded hustle urgency to do." And I started crying more because in the back of my mind, while I am reliving and going through these relationships, I'm still thinking about, man, I gotta go here. I gotta go to the DMV. I gotta go to the college. I gotta get these stitches taken out. Like the hustle soundtrack. Hustle and flow. The hustle soundtrack in the back of my mind is playing loudly while the waterworks are flowing profusely. And I'm getting lost in the middle. And when I started crying, Spirit said, "See, right there. It is the clearing is demanding your conscious yielding to your soul's need for release." And I sat with that. And I knew there was more. And so I was like, okay, just like with the sacred pause, I knew that there was more coming. This was just the introduction, I guess you could say. And as I was sitting and just sitting, I had a memory which really kind of moved the understanding of the clearing from somewhere, ruminating from somewhere back here to right here. So quickly, I was in a relationship 4 years ago with a beautiful man, and I did a podcast episode about it, and I believe I did a YouTube video about it, so I'll try to go back and link it so that you can kind of, get the background. This man was a wonderful man. He came into my life I'm not going to say spontaneously, our paths met at the perfect timing. And it was an immediate union, a genuine soul tie, soul union. We were only together for 6 months. 6 weeks. He was visiting where I was staying, only there to help his grandmother. And in those 6 weeks, he changed my life. He introduced me to the possibilities awaiting me. We went hiking. We worked out together. Excuse me, and then we went hiking. We spent the day standing on top of a mountain overlooking the city. It was only with him that I would dare to hike up a mountain and stand out and look over the city. That is how much safety and security this man brought into my life. I trusted him with my life. And it is because of him that I finally was in a space to be able to heal from my son's murder. And we had planned, this was it, this was us, we were going to be together. He was going to go back home. When he got back home, work to be able to move me and my son out with him. We really had a plan. We had a plan. That was not the divine's plan. Once he got back home, got in the swing of his life, our communication started dwindling to the point where I said, okay, thank you. I understand that this relationship, I understand what it was for, and I'm letting go. Whew. It broke me, not in a bad way, but it helped me to understand that people come into our lives for specific reasons and for specific seasons, and it is our, I won't say fault as human beings, but our conditioning to want to hold on to things that feel good, hold on to relationships that feel good to us. That and this man introduced me to me. He was a part of that separation, pivotal separation that put me on the journey to become this woman. He was a major part of that because he showed me my worth. He respected me in such a way that caused me to micro focus on my past relationships and see just where there was no real respect for me as a woman. Anyway, got to this point where I knew the relationship was over and had to release it and let it go. And I thought I did. I really thought I did until last year. And he is not a social media man. But last year, I guess around a year ago, actually, about March, I opened up my Facebook, and there he was getting married. And that's when I realized that, no, you weren't over it. You didn't let it go. It's still there. So that relationship came up yesterday after Spirit talked to me about the clearing. And that relationship came up and allowed more relationships and more versions of myself to come up. Wow. Ow. It hurts. I'm still hurting. And this is the reason for the sacred pause. This is the reason for the clearing. Now, because of who I am, I've done a lot of research. I am a nerd to the fullest extent, y'all. In high school, I spent my time in the library. The library and the gym were my two favorite places. Now is Google. I do go to the library, but not as much. But I'm constantly asking questions. I'm constantly. So there is actually, her name is Tara Bach, Bach, I believe. And I'll link her information in the description. But there is a concept already out here about the sacred pause and about the clearing. And everything that I read about, it all links back to the what they call New Age stuff, right? Mindfulness, meditation, breath work, stuff like that. Principles on how to take principles and techniques of calming your mind. Aligning yourself within. And don't get me wrong, I'm not down in that at all. It's very important. These things are very important. However, I ran into a wall that was placed by Spirit and my angels and my guides. It was to stop. Stop searching human understanding of what we are giving you. This is on a deep, the sacred pause and the clearing is on a much deeper level than just being mindful, than just sitting in meditation, than just taking a break, pausing within the day. This is not that. This is something totally different, totally deeper, totally more spiritual, energetic, metaphysical, whatever words you want to use, totally deeper, in depth within the human, within the soul. So what I'm sharing with you is literally coming from Spirit, but it is also backed up. It is also backed up by research, whatever you want to call it. And it has a totally different feel for me. Well, I guess it would because it's the channel, because it's channel message. But yeah, there is really a and this might be another video, I don't know, but there really is a dividing line between having a profession or your career in spirituality or in metaphysical stuff, in the the meditation, the yoga, the spiritual stuff. There's a dividing line between that and being a channel and receiving from divine consciousness. And that's where I'm speaking from. This is what I'm giving to you. And Spirit is just kind of setting the stage or giving the understanding that if you go and you ask Google or you ask Siri about the sacred pause or you ask about the clearing, you're going to get information. It is real. It is out there. However, this message is strictly pertaining to where we are now in human evolution and in our personal transformational journeys. As a collective, we are all, although at different stages and different phases, we are all evolving. And we are all changing. Those who choose to are doing it a lot differently than those who are kind of stumbling and just going through. There's a difference between those who are awake and going through this and those who are still sleeping and just functioning. I hope that makes sense. That's a total different, something totally different. But so this clearing, the imagery of it, the visual that I received this morning, it's like a lot of land, a spacious like land. And I use the same example in the sacred pause, where you're just clearing the land, right? You're just in this place where the land is being cleared. But Spirit used it in a deeper way. And actually, when I received that this morning, I'm telling you, I'm so exhausted. I woke up into a memory. I don't know if I need to share that. I don't know. But it was just very heavy when I woke up. And I was just crying. Just crying. Because in this pause, I am very spiritual, but I'm very human. And I'm in the pause is in between those two. That's where. So split screen, and then if you split the screen, that space in between that split screen. This is where that sacred pause is. And there's the me that's like, okay, get up because we got to do this. And then there's the other part of me that says, but I just want to sit. I just want to sit and connect. I just want to be still. That's where I was. And I was just sitting on my bed and trying to shut the grinder up and allow the flow to flow. And feeling this like I'm behind. That's what it was. I felt like I was behind because as I started out this video and said all the things that I'm doing, I feel like there's so much for me to do in a day and I can't accomplish it all. And being the Aries in me is like, let's do this. We can do this. We can absolutely do this. But the Cancer in me is like, we don't have to just, we need to just kind of water, just flow. Can we? A dichotomy. But so in the middle of my crying and in this space, literally in the pause, with everything coming up, Spirit just spoke, and I felt myself surrounded by so many entities and so much love and so much compassion. I'm just going to read it. You need to hear us, Asha. We are all here. Look and see that we are all gathered around you. You are getting too deep in the doing. It is time for change. And this is what the clearing is for. It is much like clearing land, such as when planting a garden. In order to ensure a healthy crop, the soil must be turned, because some roots run very deep and some are very thick. And because some, and some are very thick, in order for them to branch out and thrive, the soil must be free of any and all things that will hinder this process. That is the sacred pause. The sacred pause is the detachment from the doing, being unplugged from the matrix, from the past, from the grind of the present, and from the longing of the future. So that is the liminal space, the space of the pause, detaching from the matrix, detaching from the past, and detaching from what we want from the future, which is very unpredictable. The longing of the future. Like for me, the longing that I have for my future would just be to get all this stuff done. But it will never get, that's the thing. Like I want to get so much done, but then I have to remember that even though you get this done, there's still more to do. What are you doing? What are you getting so frustrated for? There's always going to be something to do. The present moment is what's most important. The clearing is the conscious release where you allow yourself to let go and clear the way. It's where you allow yourself to cry the tears you've held back for years. It's where you finally release the relationships that have been over for years. It is where you finally admit and face the fact that the relationships you wanted simply cannot be with a person or any person because you need to be alone for a while. It is where you finally let go of what was said about you by people who are no longer with you. That is a lot. The clearing is the place where, now if you go to other people's information, other sources, it'll say that it's a time where you just take some time out of your day, take a break, right? And get out of the busyness of the day and the hustle and the grind of the day, just the day that's something totally different. This clearing is a deep dive into the now space that is open in this pause and allowing things that have been trying to come up, the things that have been trying to push forward into your consciousness for you to address. It's time to allow those things to come forward. You know, when you're going through your day and something cross your mind, you be like, I don't even want to think about that. That person hit your heart, you remember something about it, like, I don't even want to deal with that right now. While you're at work and you're feeling like, gosh, I can't stand this place, but I can't do that. I can't even think about that. I got to get this money. That stuff. I know I shouldn't be smoking. I know it's bad. You know, I've been saying I'm going to quit all this time, but I can't do that right now. I know I've been drinking too much. I know I've been eating too much, but you know what? It is what it is. This is where I am. It's that stuff that's coming up that you know you need to address. It's that time. It is time to dive deep into all of that. And start shoveling this stuff. Start cutting. Start, man, just really doing the work. Rototiller, rotor, that machine that they when they're getting ready to, when they're breaking land and build a building or whatever have you got to do them big machinery to clear the land. Yeah, it's time for excavation. That's it. That's the word. It's excavating the land. And it's time. It is time. It's time. Where we are going. And you know what? You might be saying to yourself, I'm not there. I'm not there now. I'm fine where I'm. That's fine. That's fine. But understand that at some point, you will hit this place. It is inevitable. You are a human being. You are a soul evolving as a human being. And for your soul's evolution, you must go through the evolution. You might not be there now, but if you keep on living, you're going to eventually get to this place. Some people call it an existential crisis. What's the other word? Midlife crisis. Or you might have a tragedy that hits your life that causes you, forces you to get there. It's a choice. It's absolutely a choice. But at some point, it's going to come. And if you are there right now, you are there on purpose. You are being positioned, or you have been positioned to experience this now, because it is time for leveling up. It is time for an upgrade. It is time for you to move into the next version of yourself. Why? Because you are needed. Earth is evolving. Humanity is evolving. All of these disclosures that are coming forward, all of the breakdown in politics, all of the wars that are going on, all of this stuff is breaking down because there's a major shift coming. A major shift with a major push upward. This is the most pivotal time in human existence. Conscious existence, being aware. And you are a part of it. We are a part of it. And if you are quote unquote chosen, but that word kind of bothers me because we are all chosen. Some of us, everybody has a different calling, a different choosing. You are chosen. We are all chosen for different things. So whether you're a light worker, a starseed, an indigo child, it's whatever you are, whatever your calling is, it's time. You are being prepared. This is the pruning ground. And I'm sharing this with you because it was given to me, because this is where I am. And I'm going to tell you, totally transparent, it's not easy. You're going to cry. I've been crying a lot. I've been angry a lot. I've been grieving. And it's okay. Me doing these things now as opposed to me doing these things last year, this time, total difference. Because going through it last year, I was not trying to dig deep into it. Now I'm crying and I'm digging into the why am I crying. Oh, I forgot about that. Yeah. Oh, that was bad. But it's over. And I release it. Oh man, I loved him so much. And I still do. I wish he was here. But he's not. It's over. I wish you well. It's over. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's time to go deep. It's time to clear. And the sacred pause and the clearing is not something that there's no time limit to it. And it's going to look different and feel different for each one of us. And it's going to look more like a figure eight than a straight line, because you may come through this as a sacred pause and go into the clearing, and then go in the clearing in this part of the sacred pause, and then come out, and there'll be a pause in the sacred pause, and it'll come back around. Right? Because our spiritual journey is not a straight line. This is not a straight line. It's a figure eight, it's a dip, it's a dive, it's all these things. But being consciously aware of these things happening and understanding that it is not happening to you, it is happening for you, is the defining line. It's not meant to hurt you, it's not meant to break you. If you need to be broken, it'll break you. But it has a purpose, and its purpose is your purpose. It's why you're here, because it's time for you to step into the next version of you, going into the next part of your purpose. And that's it. Don't rush the process of the clearing or the sacred pause. Don't rush yourself. But then again, on the same token, don't drag your feet. Don't drag it out longer because you don't want to do the work. Do the work because someone needs you. The sacred pause and the clearing, honey, sweetheart, it's not just for you. It's for those to whom you are being sent. Okay, that's it. Thank you for joining me. It's a lot going on in my life. And what this clearing in the sacred pause has shown me is that all that I am doing is just preparing me to be more of the vessel that I have been chosen to be. And for that, I am excited. Until next time, thank you for joining me on Let's Talk Authenticity. And by the way, the sacred pause and the clearing is all about authenticity. It's getting you to the next highest version of yourself. Thank you. I'm sending you so much love. I'll see you soon.